What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So yes, you read the title of this video correctly. I actually don't recommend that you work out of a truck. I do it for specific reasons and I'm going to explain that to you. But yeah, we'll get into that. But I'm standing here in my bedroom slash office because I was going to make an office out of that wainscot room where I did the whole wainscot series. But I just realized I don't even need all that space. All I need is a desk and a computer. And I want to share this desk with you because I found it on eBay, and I think a lot of you woodworkers slash MDF workers like me would appreciate it. It's a pretty cool carpentry style desk. It's a sawhorse desk, solid white oak. A lot of it has the fleck in it. I don't know too much about hardwoods because, like I said, MDF worker right here, or finger joint worker. But it has a lot of cool just grain and fleck in it. It's just a cool desk. Really thick wood, 2.5 by 3.5 inches wide in some places. But I did want to say sorry I haven't been making videos lately because this coronavirus thing has really thrown a wrench in the gears. In Texas, we had skyrocketing numbers where jobs have been canceling on me because they say, hey, I got COVID-19, you can't come to my house. And I'm like, thank you for letting me know because I don't want to get it. But just as of the last couple of days, we're looking at 14,000 new cases a day. Some people in my family close to me have gotten it, and it's really messed up stuff for my schedule. So thankfully I haven't gotten it yet, but I say yet because the numbers are just exponential. I mean, 14,000 new per day, that's just gonna keep growing. So let's take a look at this desk and we'll go outside and talk about the truck and why I actually don't recommend it. So check this out. So check it out. Here's a look at my command center here. Pretty low tech. Just have a printer, a desk, keyboard, mouse, and just junk that I have on the desk here. This is pretty much how it looks. I didn't clean up for the video. So there it is, sawhorse desk, solid white oak. Got some nice splits in the wood. Just gives it a lot of character. The A-frame legs are joined with, I don't know what you'd call that. It's like a through dowel mortise. I don't know, like I said, I'm not a woodworker. I just do trim, guys. So this tabletop right here is, I want to say 300 pounds. And if you think I'm lying, ask John. We carried that thing upstairs. It was the most intense moving I've ever done. It was crazy. But that's it. It's just really cool looking. You can see some of the grain right here. I thought it looked pretty cool. Has this piece of iron right here. I guess it's supposed to look like a nail. It just looks different. It just looks authentic. Has these splits in it. Looks real natural. I don't know. I just really liked it and I thought you guys might appreciate it as well. I was kind of an idiot when I first got it. I put my drink on it and it sweated and kind of damaged it right there. So that's why I got this dead animal now, so I can put my drink on it and not worry about anything. But overall, I'm really happy with it. Pretty cool desk. And I'll show you guys the rest of my memorabilia, if you want to call it. But there's the 100,000 subscriber button. So really appreciate that. Thank you guys for subscribing. Got my carpenter pencil from Matt Jackson at Next Level Carpentry. He made that for me in walnut. And then 2 guitars. I got a classical and then just an acoustic, kind of like vintage looking one, which I don't really play either of them. I wrote like 7 songs on that guitar. And I won't play them for you guys on video, but if you ever meet me in person and you're here, I'll show them to you because I'm not about to put my singing skills on video. So we'll just leave it at that. Got this on eBay too. I love eBay because you can find just cool, unique items. This 2 big largemouth bass chasing lures, and the guy actually signed it. It's a print, but he signed it in pencil right there on the lower one. Oh, and then here's a look at this kind of unique vintage chair that we found at a Western store. Actually, it's pretty cool. It's actually leather too. It's like a really satin looking leather. But that's it. That's my little command center here. Like I said, pretty low tech, but I just like working here. It puts me in a good mood, and you really need that because I do not like doing admin work. I would rather be on the tools all day every day than typing up estimates, but that is the nature of what we do. You got to send the quotes so you can get the job. So let's go take a look at my truck and I'm going to tell you guys why I don't recommend you get one. Before we head out, I'm going to show you guys the shiplap wall. I completed it from a couple videos ago, if you remember. And I got that reveal right where I wanted it. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about that, but the reveal from the crown to the first shiplap board matches over here now. So pretty cool little setup here. And then I threw together this wainscot wall with some scraps, added some gold hooks to that one, and we can hang our coats there and stuff in the winter time or whatever, just hang whatever we want on there. But I'm making progress here. I didn't want to make a video on this because honestly I just wanted to blow through that and get it done. I got that done in one day, so I was pretty happy with that. All right guys, so I actually need to go get some fuel for the job tomorrow, so I don't have to stop in the morning. And I'm gonna fill up and talk to you guys a little bit just about how I feel about my truck. Give you the honest truth about it, the goods, the bads, the not so goods, the not so bads. And a lot of people ask me questions about what should they buy, what vehicle should they get. They're gonna be a contractor, they're gonna be this or that. I don't know the answer to that question. You're really just gonna have to decide it for yourself, because all I do is trim and I make this truck work for what I do. But the next vehicle I probably buy when the old Ram goes out, the one that John uses now, because it's got 350,000 miles on it, the next vehicle will probably be a van, either a Transit, the Ford van, or a ProMaster, which is a Ram version of the same thing, but not a Sprinter. I won't get a Sprinter again. We had that personal Sprinter that we used, and we had a lot of problems with it, and they were not cheap. And many of you guys said that when I bought the thing. You were like, you're not gonna like it, and I really didn't like it. It had really bad wind resistance because it was such a big vehicle. But you're always gonna have trade-offs, so we'll talk about that as I head up here to get some fuel. So just to break it down simply for you guys, the number one reason I use a truck is because I'm an enthusiast. That's the simple answer. When it comes to trucks, I like Ram trucks, which used to be called Dodge Ram, it's just Ram now. And I like the Cummins turbo diesel engine. I'm an enthusiast for both of those products. So it's one of the few hobbies of mine that I've liked since I was a kid. I've always liked the big Cummins diesels, Ram trucks. My dad had one when I was growing up. My dad and my brother are both diesel mechanics, and they both liked these engines. And I know the kind of durability that these engines can handle, and they're just tough, they're loud. It's just that kind of thing. So more than likely, you're not an enthusiast like me in that regard. And that's number one for me. I just like the trucks. It's a hobby of mine. So the next thing after that would just be comfort. I like to ride in a comfortable ride. I spend 20,000 miles a year in this truck or in a vehicle, and I like to spend it in a comfortable ride like this. Now this is a dually, so it does have some stiffness to it, but I have no use of a dually. That goes back to me saying I'm an enthusiast. I like the way the dually looks. So this gives me an opportunity to get something that I like, use it for work, and still use it as a tax write-off. That's the truth. Now, the downside of working out of a truck is pretty obvious. Your cargo carrying capacity is cut in half, literally. All you have is a bed back there. I mean, I got the back seat here, and I use that from time to time. You can see I got some boxes over there. I got to go home and fill this up too for tomorrow's job. Got to fill it up with tools. But that's the biggest downside to it. You're not going to have a lot of space there. Now you got a bed back there, and you can get a bed cover where it's like a camper shell. But again, I don't like the way that looks. It's going off looks for me. That probably sounds corny to a lot of you guys, like, oh, you should just get a work truck. But I just want to have one truck that I use for work. Like, I don't use this thing for personal, but I just like to use it and have it look cool. Like, I want it to look cool. It sounds kind of like, what is the word? I don't know, not pretentious, but it just sounds like, really? You want it to look cool? Yeah, I just do. So that's why I like working out of a truck. Now, the advantages a van has over a truck are also pretty obvious. You got all that extra carrying capacity. You get a ton of headroom to move around and actually walk around in the van if you're a short enough guy. And even if you get a high roof van, like there's vans I can stand up in, like the high roof Transits and the high roof Sprinters. So that's probably the way to go for most of you guys. Most of you guys probably aren't enthusiasts for Ram trucks. I mean, maybe there's some Power Stroke guys out there, Ford or Toyota Tundra. I don't know, and that's why when people ask me that, like, what vehicle should I get? I'm going to be a contractor. I actually have no idea what vehicle you should get, but 90% of people, 99% of people, I mean, I'd probably just say get a van. And the next vehicle I buy that John will use will be a van, because the truck just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I make it work with my hitch hauler. I make it work with my back cab right here. But the short answer is, for most of you guys, just get a van. And I recommend the Transit or the ProMaster. I actually probably would prefer the Transit over the ProMaster, just based off reviews that I've read. The ProMaster has gotten some mixed reviews, and Ford is really a good company. They really are. They've done a lot of good things over the years, and my first work vehicle for being a trim guy was a Ford E150, the Econoline, the old vans. They were actually replaced by the Transits. So that's what I would recommend. Let me fill up this fuel right here. I love coming to this pump because this freaking nozzle right here is huge. It fills up the truck so fast. So we'll go ahead and fill her up here. And I want you guys to know, at DFW Crown Molding, we are a green company. We're always thinking about the environment, so therefore we use diesel. So it's the green handle, that's what gives it away. But yeah, here's a look at the truck. I've done some things to it that look pretty cool. The truck actually looks really cool in slow motion. Check this out. Now, with all of that stuff said, there's another big reason I like working out of this truck, and it kind of ties into the only reason, the enthusiast reason. But these suckers have a ton of power. So you see this screen right here to the left? That is a tuner, and that unleashes a ton of power potential that you don't get from the factory on these things. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys some of the tunes. I'm going to pull over here on this little service road. It's no big deal. Nobody really drives on this road. The main highway is just right over to the left. But it's a little monitor, and you can see the RPMs bouncing around right there. But what you do is you get a diesel tuner, which is a person who knows how to write the tunes for the trucks, and they write a tune specifically for your truck with everything it has on it, with everything it doesn't have on it, aka the deletes. And then they make power levels for you. So right here, I've got, actually, let me go back. If we touch this and we go to switch, this is a horsepower switch. So you can actually, I believe these are zeros on what I'm on right now, which is nothing, which I leave it on because zero is already like a 50 horsepower increase from stock. And then I think they go up in increments of 50 from there. So that's what I leave it on. I leave it on regular, just stock, because I don't want to screw anything up. You gotta, if you're gonna do all this stuff, this is a racing tuner, you gotta have performance parts. So you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna go to 200 horsepower increase. You're gonna ruin your truck, and trust me, I've done that on the old Ram. I've blown 2 head gaskets on it, and those are not cheap, so you don't want to do that. But then it has these other, these are pretty cool. These are custom power levels. They're just sound tunes. And I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. I'm actually gonna get out. Don't worry guys, this is safe. Nobody really drives on this road at all. I'll show you guys under the hood of what this looks like. If you ever wanted to know what Texas looks like, I mean, this is basically it. Green pastures, white fences, and some cattle out there. So you've seen Texas now. Just don't go to Dallas. That doesn't look too good. Here's what we're working with. There was a stock part right here that is called an EGR. I took that off, blocked it off over here. If you're not a truck person, you won't really know what you're looking at. But basically what that EGR is, it stands for exhaust gas recirculation. The exhaust gases that are supposed to go out of the truck they get shoved back in with the clean air. It's really a horrible idea, but it's to protect the environment, which I'm not against, but it just ruins the truck over time. And I took it off. I don't like that. Think of it like this. That respirator that you guys see me wear, the full face respirator, imagine trying to run a marathon with that thing on your face. That's essentially just breathing in your same air. You just get tired and it'd just be a horrible, horrible marathon. So generally people who have these trucks take it off and you get a ton more performance. And I noticed my Amazon special lights up here are not working. At least one of them's out. So I'll have to call Jeff Bezos and see what I can do about that one. But yeah, check out these sound tunes are pretty cool. So I'm gonna leave the hood open so you can hear these. They're actually, one of them's pretty funny. Check this out. So this has nothing to do with performance. This is just all novelty items. But if I click right here, 12 valve, it'll switch over and we'll actually hear the truck change sounds. Should get louder. You hear that kick on right there? It's pretty crazy. So this basically just sounds like an old farm truck or something. I think it's cool. But then again, I'm a guy out here on the side of the road holding a camera while people are driving by. So be careful who you get your information from. So right now we're on the 12 valve. We'll go to lope. This will actually slow the fuel injection down. I don't know if you guys saw that. It happened real quick. But now it looks like there's a problem with my truck, but there's not. And this thing actually shakes the whole truck. Why? Why? I think it's cool, that's why. So that's the lope tune right there. So I wasn't lying when I told you guys I was an enthusiast, and I don't really recommend you get one of these. Because a lot of people ask me like, how do you like working out of the truck? Should I get a truck or a van? I think I said it enough. Get yourself a van unless you're a crazy person like me who wants to make this work. Now, as far as like what I can keep in this truck, I mean, I keep a bunch of stuff right here. This is just from a job that I finished up. I was using this paint right here. I generally don't keep paint up here in the cab because I don't want it to turn into a big mess, but I was able to seat belt this one right here and everything was dry. And then I got to go home and reorganize all this. And then back here, I got 2 DeWalt boxes right there. I stack a bunch of other stuff up right here. I stack stuff up on top of this. I'll do a truck tour video and show you guys how I have this set up on another time when it's actually clean. And then for me, the bed cover is an absolute must. You gotta have a bed cover on a pickup truck because the stuff inside here just can't get wet. I mean, obviously the materials, the ladders can, but I keep a saw back here, a table saw, vacuum. None of this stuff can get wet. So I would not work in a pickup truck without a camper shell or one of these bed covers like this. And I just make this thing work for me. So that's my opinion on truck versus van. If you guys have any questions or comments, anything about trucks and vans that you want to talk about, leave it in the comments below. And that's why I use a truck. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.